Ramdeo Agarwal of Motilal Oswal joins in as well. Morning, Ramdeo. How are you approaching this situation? I mean, it's something that none of us can predict or understand. But as an investor, how are you approaching this situation?
I don't know what others should do. I am keeping my calm because still here things look to be all right. I mean, these are the things which are very surprising and negatively surprising everybody. But that is a part of life. I mean, on these days, we cannot be reacting to the disasters happening in one part of the world and things like that. So you have to keep your cool, and if you have some cash and you think that your stocks are available at a very cheap prices, I think you should go and buy also, because world doesn't come to an end. There is a solution to everything. There is a solution to high oil prices. There is a solution to high commodity prices. There will be some better days out of Middle East also. And even Japanese will find, God will give them a lot of courage to face this, and they are the best prepared country to face this kind of disaster. So I think a better day will come, but today I think it's a culmination of a lot of bad things for the investors.
Ramdeo, morning. On flows specifically, though, there is some nervousness, especially related to those offshore products through which a lot of Japanese investors have been putting money into India. How worried are you about that getting pulled out?
We know one thing, that about $8 to $10 billion Japanese money is broadly there in the FI segment, and a lot of them are retail money also. So I don't know how this particular thing is going to play out in the minds of Japanese investors. One way to think is that since Japanese economy is going to be slow, and hence, actually they should be feeling happy that some portion of their savings are in India. That's one way to think. Second is that now, mother of all the opportunities, Japanese market would have corrected by 15, 20, 25%, and hence let's buy Japanese equities. So if the argument they take is second, in that case probably they might try to pull out. Otherwise, if the argument is that okay, some money outside Japan is a better bet, in that case probably you might see some after a little gap, you might say actually outflow of money into India or some other countries from Japanese investors.
We have a policy event tomorrow as well, Ramdeo. What are you expecting to see there, and how do you think the market will move according to it?
Actually, one of the reasons for interest rates were to be tightening and high was the sustained increase in the commodity prices in last 5-6 months. Every month was higher, and there was a literally global boom in all kinds of commodities. But thanks to this Japanese calamity, I think there is a complete breakdown in the commodity prices. As we talk, everything is down, and that could, with a gap, gives at least for some time, that could give some relief to the manufacturing inflation and imported inflation which we are having. So probably this event would soften the stand on the interest rate for some more time.
The stock which has helped the market the most this last 1 month, though, Ramdeo, and certainly in the last couple of days, is Reliance. How are you approaching that big name now?
As far as Reliance is concerned, I think after the BPD, it needed bigger salute. And now with this popularity, some of the refineries going out of the action in Japan, I think clearly the short-term prospects look to be significantly better. But I think the Reliance move is clearly to do with change of the prospect post BPD, and maybe with little gap, some large investors have realized and they are piling onto Reliance stocks. As far as automobile is concerned, I think it never slowed down. There was a fear that as the interest rate sensitive, interest rate goes up, and the volume growth which we are seeing, the boom we are seeing in automobiles, that would come down. But still, as far as we know about March numbers, I think demand is pretty strong, and we are going to see some bumper numbers for the month of March after 2-3 weeks. So I think momentum in the economy is pretty good. Our finance minister is still promising for 11-12 a GDP growth of about 8.5-9%. I think even if it is inflationary, and we end up getting 8.5–9% kind of economic growth rate. Broadly, I think current levels are good for the investors, and I mean, these breakdowns in the market should be used to build positions rather than getting scared at this level.
Ramdev, how would you approach some of these rate-sensitive sectors, banks, infrastructure?
See, banking, clearly I'll put money, but in infra, I think it's not about mid cap or large cap. I don't think they have genuine cash flow. I mean, very robust cash flow, operating cash flow at least, is important for any kind of value creation in the stock market. And at least that's what I think. And none of these companies have, cash flow in their profit and loss. So unless they build cash flow, I really can't figure out, even if it goes down 50% down from here or 30% down from here, how does it make sense for anybody to put money and stay there as investor? I mean, doing some trading here and there, I mean, buying at 50 and selling at 70, that's a very different thing. But if I want to be 5–10 years building a growth portfolio, I need sustained cash flow into the balance sheet.
Not just sugar, Ramdev, but what about the other mid-caps which have corrected such a lot? I mean, do you think it's time to start nibbling into this space, because it's still not in vogue? I mean, people just don't want to look at mid-caps. They would rather buy high-quality names.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of underperformance we have seen from mid-cap for last almost a year or so. So I think this is a time to start building up position in mid-cap ETFs or mid-cap indices, because it is very difficult among the 100 companies which one to pile on to. So this is much better way to get the mid-cap performance and not bother about individual stocks. So I would think that this is a time to, if one is positive on Indian equities longer term, I think mid-cap fund could be one proxy which would be good to build on, because mid-caps has been really treated very badly in last 1 year by the market.
Pre-opening done with some green, 54.75 on the index. Some buying again in the ADAG bracket, so watch out for those stocks when the market does open up. Reliance Power, Reliance Infra, Reliance Com, all of them in the green. Hero Honda, though, amongst the autos, is one stock that closed up a little bit soft. Ramdev didn't get a chance to speak after all the developments on that deal. How did you read it, and how would you approach the stock?
Yeah, it was very disappointing in terms of disclosure. There were a lot of disclosure issues, and maybe management was under compulsion not to disclose for whatever reason. And I think the biggest disappointment was the drop in the EBITDA margin in last 4 quarters from 16–17% to 12–13%, and just on the eve of the deal. So whether it is a business compulsion or the deal which deal inspired the kind of drop in the margin. So obviously, these things make you uncomfortable. But otherwise, the franchise is intact. The volumes are doing wonderfully well in the marketplace, and competition is also doing very well. Their margins are very intact for last 3–4 quarters, and so that leaves a little disappointed face. But on the whole, it's okay.
Ramdev, you were talking about the chances of seeing lows before highs. So you're ruling out new highs for this market for the entire year? I mean, do you think it's possible that we get there?
No, highs will come, but I mean, right now you're so headwinded, in terms of interest rates, in terms of commodity prices, in terms of global uncertainties, oil prices. I think let's give some time. In just October we had an all-time high of about 21–22,000. So now it's about 5 months. So maybe we'll start with some recovery now. I mean, we have seen one big catastrophe. We have seen scams. We have seen catastrophe. Maybe these things will lead to some kind of pessimistic levels, and then from there we'll build. And maybe in next 12 months we might see beyond 21,000 also.